Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I'm going to draw a perpendicular half of the measurement of the entire page or the sheet that you are using, and I would just take some measurements from from 2 inches on both sides to show the dropping of the flow of the curtain of the Ghilaaf of Kaaba. I'll just assume this as 2 inches separation both sides. Now I'm going to apply the diluted color that I have previously made using the water spray and diluted the acrylic colors in it. um, I'm applying the colors Van Dyke brown and burnt sienna and black. I'm using an angular brush in order to mix all these colors all together, and some mid gray as well in this part of the wall of Kaaba. Specifically in for this wall, I'm going to use gray, mid gray, and for the other wall, I'm starting off with applying of black color, and then I will incorporate black with Van Dyke brown, and when I'll proceed further, I'll use burnt sienna. For this side of the wall, as these both walls are adjacent to each other and are joining, so at the junction of their um, joining, I'm giving this 3D effect using these colors like black, Van Dyke brown, and burnt sienna on this side of the wall. Specifically on the previous wall, on the right side of the wall, I'm using gray. Here I'm using all these browns and black, these tones. So these colors are previously diluted. I use ice tray and I take out some color and I use the spray puff, dilute these colors using a spatula, the palette knife, or the tip of the brush, and then I use the diluted version of the colors. Why do I do it? Because uh, to have this watercolory effect on my paintings, plus in order to be cost effective with the use of acrylic colors and to preserve them whenever I need to paint, I keep them in a shopper bag, and so that they do not get dried so quickly, and they give me a means long term use. Now I'm going to apply black color, diluted black color on both sides where there was the curtain or the Kaaba, the Kiswa, and I'm using a big flat brush. I just need to do some linear brush strokes. um, as you can see, the color is diluted, it's not that thick, it's a thin in viscosity, a slurry type of color that I'm using here right now. It's black completely, and I will just let it dry, this whole thing. If you want to propagate drying, you can also use hairspray. So it's just that I've covered those areas. Now I'm going to apply burnt sienna where I need to produce some highlights in this dark zone. I'm applying burnt sienna. I'm just giving some linear brush stroke. I'm using an angular brush. You can use angular brush and flat brushes for this work. So I'm just incorporating Van Dyke brown and black again, layering it, overlapping these colors again to in order to give the prominence to the 3D effect much more. And on the both sides, I'm doing the same thing. But on that right side of the wall, I'm going to use another shade which is gray. Now for the separator, again I'm using a white charcoal pencil and just drawing the perpendicular. Now I'm just drawing these rods as they are in the inverted V shape on these both walls. So I'm just giving some distance of 3 inches from each of the rod. Between each of the rod, I'm just drawing these rods in an inverted V shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm just drawing uh, the portion of the basic portion of the Ghilaaf Kaaba, and which onto which the Arabic calligraphy is written and the embroidered work is done. So here's the basic drawing that I'm doing. I make sure that your canvas sheet is completely dried so that your the white charcoal pencil that you will be using would work, or else you can use chalk that would give the same effect. So I'm just following the reference. I'm drawing the Arabic calligraphy portion and the embroidery design, so that it will help me when I'm doing the painting work. I can easily paint on the Arabic lettering that I am doing right now, and I am, since this is an abstract work, so I'm not going into those details of um, drawing the letters and each and everything. Just giving a vague appearance or the touch of all these letters, Arabic letters that are written in this part of the embroidered work on Kaaba. Not going into much details, just the impression of the words. So I'm just drawing all this part of the calligraphy work, which is written on the Ghilaaf. The Arabic calligraphy needs to be in an abstract way, or if it's totally up to you. If you want it to be prominent, you can just free-handedly draw the letters and each and everything on this part of the Arabic calligraphy portion. Now I'm starting with an angular brush. I have used a metallic shade, copper, copper color. You can use Macro Classic or Mary's Acrylic. In these both brands, these are brands available in Pakistan. They are good brands and they are cost effective as well. So I'm taking multiple shades of golden and silver in the top edges of these rods where the walls are enjoining together. So I'm not cleaning my brush. I'm taking all these multiple shades on this brush: golden, 24K gold from Bluebird, and gold shade in Classic, and copper and silver in the tip of these walls where the walls are joining, in order to give the white sort of effect. So for this painting, I'm using these shades, the metallic tones specifically, and I'm just incorporating, overlapping all these shades together. No use of water here, just the color directly applied on the canvas sheet. The canvas sheet that I'm using is of size A3. Canvas sheets pads are available in the market or on the Raz. You can buy the canvas sheet pad, which is available. And here I'm using size A3. Canvas sheet is convenient. It's gesso primed, plus the storage of your painting becomes very easy. It's not like a big canvas that you have to roll, or the placement, it doesn't take much of the space of your home. So canvas sheets are convenient. So here I'm going to do the same that I did on that wall. The shades that I'm using are silver, copper, and golden. Golden, two shades of gold that I'm using. One is from Bluebird 24K gold, and the other one is just the plain gold color from Macro Classic. So we'll just do this linear brush strokes overlapping these colors, and we'll add subtract silver and golden wherever we feel like adding some more silver. We'll add silver there. And if you want to overlap these colors, you can even wait to let the color dry first, and then you can do the overlapping. Now, to give the prominence to these rods, I'm going to apply some black color in the edges where the rods are placed in order to give the prominent 3D effect to these rods. Black mixed along with Van Dyke brown and in a very diluted form. And here in this these edges, I'm going to give some highlights using burnt sienna, and later on I'll be using copper here as well. um yeah, so just these brush strokes. Some of the strokes I would leave unblended, means to give this raw brush stroke effect, I'll just leave them unblended. So just applying Van Dyke brown and black in order to give the 3D effect to the wall and to the edges of the rods. Also mixing copper color along with the, since the base colors are wet, so the color mixing becomes very easy. And I also use the diluted colors, so the base of the painting is wet, so it would be like wet on wet technique that we use in the watercolor paintings. So I'm just using these raw brush strokes with the copper color to just give some highlights and making this architectural work more prominent to the walls. And wherever I would feel like that I have given some highlights more prominently and they are looking very sharp, then I would use the base colors, which are Van Dyke brown and black, in order to dim that effect. Again, here in these areas, I'm going to use copper and burnt sienna and dimming out that effect using the dark tones, which are black and Van Dyke brown. Here on this side of the wall, I'm going to use mid gray. As I previously mentioned, that these are the color tones that I'm going to use here on this wall. On that previous wall, I used Van Dyke brown and black and burnt sienna and copper. Now here in this wall, I'm going to give the prominence to this mid gray shade more, and I will incorporate this shade with copper and burnt sienna and Van Dyke brown. The shadows will be with the Van Dyke brown and black. In order to blend things out, I would miss out the details of the metallic work that I previously did on the rods, but no problem. Um, as these things will get dry, then I'll do again a coat of all these metallic tones that I previously did on the rods. I'll again recoat it. So just using all these diluted tones, which is gray, mid gray, and brown, Van Dyke brown, burnt sienna, and applying it more or less wherever I feel like to add some more color and highlights. I would add gray with copper and burnt sienna, and the shadowy parts I will use Van Dyke brown and black. Now coming to this calligraphy portion, I started with application of the gold color. No water will be taken on the brush. no dilution of the color, just the raw color I will take, and I will just start painting it with the use of the round brush and some copper color as well on the same brush. So it's this calligraphy work is both a mix of copper and golden color that I would be using here in this work. And I will just give some prominence to this calligraphy work using a very diluted form of Van Dyke brown and black as well. So here I'm just making all these calligraphy lettering with the use of copper and golden color on the round brush that I'm using. And I'm not cleaning the brush. It's just a plain brush with containing all these shades together and just giving it a shape. You can also clean the calligraphy work, make it all neat using the detailing brush and the black color in the base. You can neat all the brush spills and the cracks in the calligraphy work uh, due to the application of just the paint, and in the non-diluted version the calligraphy would leave some cracks, and it would be from some point would be missing, and from somewhere it would be not clean, means it would be a little messy. So what you can do when the calligraphy work is dried completely, the golden color and the copper color that you have applied is dried completely, you can use a detailing brush of a very small size, and then you can just clean out all the missing details and the shape. You can even alter the shape, make it more sharp using the base color, which is black hair. If you would use a diluted form of color, golden color or copper color here, the calligraphy work won't be prominent, and it won't be this much shiny, and you will have to use multiple coats of the color. So just apply the color directly from the jar or the bottle, you or just palette, in a non-diluted. Don't add water, don't mix water to it. Just take out some flat brush, a small sized flat or angular brush for the Arabic calligraphy work, and start doing it. Giving some impressions of the work, some shiny look. So now just doing the outer portions, the thread work with golden color. To some part I will just give some traces of copper color here as well. And in the midsection there is, as you can see in the reference, there is a white embroidered work, henna pattern sort of. So here I would use silver as a replacement of white, because I wanted this painting to be completely metallic. So for this reason I'm just using these metallic tones, which are golden colors, two types of golden colors and one silver and copper. This thread work that I have done, now I'm just making some impressions of the silver embroidered work, portions that contain white sort of calligraphy, and sorry, embroidered work. I'm giving that impression of silver here in these parts. making all these calligraphy, making all this embroidered portion prominent. Where there was white embroidered areas, I'm using silver as a replacement. If you want to, you can make that very prominent and very detailed and intricate. Since it was a recording, I'm not going into those details, just apply it directly and made some impression of the embroidered work. So now I'm just cleaning all those areas where I've applied some extra color, and on the outer folds I'm applying silver color mixed with some water on the outer fold of the curtains. Then I will blend these out using the base tone, which is black, and I would have to do it fast. And since the color would, if the color will be dried, then you will won't get this effect, and you will have this sharp line which would look amateur. And so you'll have to do this fast and just use the black color and diluted silver color and incorporate, overlap all these colors, these two tones together, in order to give out the look of the outer fold of the curtain, velvety curtain. Here too I'm going to do the same thing, using the diluted black color, using a flat brush, angular brush, and giving prominence to the folds as well. Yes, I did the work previously with the incorporation of silver and black together, but now I'll just see a little bit dried up, so I'll just apply a dense, thick color of silver, and I'll incorporate this color, blend this color out in the background. So here in this portion I did the same, repeated the same effect again, using the silver in the folds where I need to give some highlights to give the prominence to the velvety touch. And now I'm going to use the black color to blend things out in order to avoid the sharp lines. And on the outer fold, the outside of the silver fold, I will use plain black in order to give the extra 3D effect on the folds. Now that the outer work is completely dried, I'm just using some silver on the round brush, a little bit of color, and I'm just giving some prominence to the outer fold of the curtain. But I'm making sure that they do not stand out, this silver color do not stand out and give a sharp look. So I will just blend it with the use of base color, which is black. Here too, with a very light soft brush stroke, I will apply silver, and just a little stroke upward. Now I'm going to do the glazing on the entire painting using a very diluted black color with water, and I'll just glaze these areas where I have previously applied silver and black using a big flat brush, just spreading it in order to minimize that the intensity of the silver as well. I have done this technique. It's called glazing. It would remove all the sharp lines and the effects of the silver on the uh, canvas sheet. So I'm applying some silver on the walls where I have previously used mid gray. As a separator, I'm using this highlighting tone in order to separate this wall from the next. I'm applying some silver using angular brush. In some parts I'm just doing the blending, while in some other parts I just give a single brush stroke and I didn't blend. So in the junction of these two rods I'm going to use the angular brush and the silver tone. A silver color that I'm using here. Now those areas where the color was there while I was blending the rods, I'm going to do it them again, because previously I was just blending the walls and I missed out the details on the metallic rods. So I'm incorporating all these colors together on the rods, the golden and the copper and silver. Some touch-ups of copper here on this wall as well. So just taking an angular brush and giving prominence in the 3D effect using black and Van Dyke brown mixed with all together, and just giving some edges to the rods to have this 3D effect look. And our painting is finished. This is how we'll do this metallic version of the Ghilaaf Kaaba. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that you will be able to make it. And I can't wait to see your masterpiece, inshallah. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for this painting. Take care.